Okay, so they cut me off. Now we know for a fact that the reason it cuts off is because they put so many sounds and movements in this. And I'm going to see if I can find again. That's going to be my quote. I have two quotes, and that's the point. And I'll see if I can find um the video where they were messing up the screen. So they mess it up by moving the camera in and out and lightening and darkening, and also adding the sound. So that's what was making my data go up, like to a point where my data was extremely high. And also what they did was makes the video have take up a lot of memory. So anyway, going back to what I was saying about this one particular person, when I'm always um trying to write, they try to read or say words and guess what I'm about to say. But now they've become obsessed with this person. They're like, oh, this person has a nice body. Oh, this person's black. Oh, this person's white. Oh, this person's not black or white. I try not to even listen to them. Sometimes I can't even write what I want to write. But the whole point is I'm adding up now that there's something with this group. If you look at all of us, I'm going to show you my features again. So they commented in the light, my eyes are lighter. I have brown eyes, and I said that in a video, which they can't seem to take. They can't seem to accept that they wrote down qualities about me that I don't have. Why would they have wanted to be around me if I had those qualities? Could you imagine if I had really been an annoying bitch? They wouldn't have wanted to be around me. I think that it's the opposite. I think that they thought they could manipulate me into tolerating their bullshit. I hate them. I hate them. Oh, I got to link that video that I just did where I said I hate them. I despise them. You're never going to tolerate someone you despise. That was, something else that we're talking about. But anyway, so going back to the man that now they're obsessed with again. They thought they could use me, and all of a sudden they're in a relationship with someone, meaning I'm not going to let my channel turn into what they want it to be, a way of connecting people to me and then eventually to them. I would be like the person who you start to watch me, next minute they're talking to you through me, next minute they're with you and sucking you into their crime. So part of why this is so important is that that really would have been another goal of theirs, to get to a point where I'm promoting stuff I don't believe in. I don't believe in using drugs, and I don't believe in prostitution. I am for the legalization of drugs, not synthetic drugs, and not drugs that can kill you. So I just want to make it clear. I will never support drugs that can kill a person. I think they just said something about making a mistake with using drugs. Yeah, that's why I'm not promoting drugs. So what I'm saying to folks is I don't promote drugs. I promote people who are drug addicts getting the help they need in order to get off drugs. They lied about a 1993 article that I wrote, which they said I didn't write, so you can't hold it against me if I didn't write it. That I even said these things. So they, again, tried to lie and say I had drug addicts in my family. No, that's my whole point. I don't want anything to do with promoting the use of drugs, but I am for the legalization of natural, I guess, drugs that we know how to get people off. These synthetic drugs being made, they're killers. They kill people. So I will never promote that. I also won't promote prostitution. There's a difference between supporting a person who is in that line of work and not legalizing it and making sure they can make their choices to do what they want to do with their lives, but also protecting them from being harmed. A lot of people in that line of work are people who are trafficked. They're not saying, "Oh, I want to do this." No, they're being forced to for different reasons. So I'm not going to start using this channel now to let these people draw in and suck in vulnerable people to put them in that line of work. That's what they said they were going to try to do to me. Okay, let me put my glasses on because I can't see. Okay. All right, so going back to the person, you notice how with them talking in the background, the conversation would go in all over the place. So they became obsessed with this one particular person. And out of all the people who I've ever written to, they talk in the background of others. This person they seem to really want to draw in. So at one point they said he was working with them, but I'm finding that just based on what they're saying and how they talk about this person, they wanted to suck this person in. And I'm, at this point going to soon tell him to, I said him before, contact law enforcement on his behalf, but soon I'm going to strictly encourage that because these people, I don't trust them. And that will be that. What else was I going to tell you folks about? So now they're upset because I'm moving and they can't come with me. You see what I'm saying? If this were law enforcement, which they lied about, they wouldn't have encouraged me not to call the police if they were law enforcement, but they also wouldn't encourage me to blame the police. Why they seem to now think that this is linked to the police is because, according to the elementary school mate, one of our elementary school classmates, which again, I say the word classmates is in general, people who in my school was my classmate, is linked to the police. And they said that his older brother didn't like me in third or fourth grade. Again, I don't know. I'm not even going to look in that direction. But think about it. If that were true, wouldn't they have encouraged me to call the police and contact that person that way? Meaning it would have been better than this. That person's voice is being played out loud. Do you really think that person wouldn't say that other person's name and say this is happening to that person? It doesn't make sense. The other part of that doesn't make sense is they said, well, I was being protected by the Catholic group when I was Catholic. If this is protection, I don't know what protection is. I don't know the definition of the word protection. This isn't protection. They said that someone said she wanted to go after Catholic school kids. And as I'm going through some of the things, everyone who recently is being brought into this isn't from Catholic school. And I said that in a previous video. It doesn't make sense. You can't say, okay, I went to Catholic school. Oh, that was another point I gotta just make. They said that I talk about going to Catholic school in a way that they get jealous. It's not about being Catholic. It's about the education, which goes back to my point that every child should have a good education. It has, so they seem to miss the point in their jealousy. If every child had the type of education you get in a private school, remember, the schools I'm talking about aren't Catholic in the sense that they're free, but if you're Catholic, you can attend. No, that you must pay for this education. And if you look up the schools I'm referring to, they're private schools. Big difference. It seems like they're talking about religious schools versus private schools. Big difference. You can go to a free religious school, but these aren't free. You're paying for it. Like I said in a previous video, I was not Catholic. My mother never got a discount on the education. I converted to Catholicism June 1991, the same month I was graduating from high school. So I never got a discount for being Catholic. So you must pay to get a quality education. But what I'm saying is every child should get a quality education without paying. So that's a completely different story. But I think the reason they're upset, and this is part of my personality assessment of them, and it goes back to forms of abuse, is that they don't want me to have the ability to think. When I go through their suggestions, and one of the suggestions was the nasal spray that they gave me, which to me doesn't work as well as tea tree oil, should be put on the lump in my nose. If I could, I would let you guys see up my nose again, but I did in a previous video. That was one of the suggestions. Woo. It didn't really work. It worked a little, didn't really work. Tea tree oil worked better. So in going through with a suggestion and giving them credit for that suggestion, that means I can think for myself. I chose to do it and it wasn't effective. Those are the ideas they give me, meaning you can then see the quality of the ideas they give me versus the ideas that I put out. So in their jealousy, they attack the school, not wanting to attack me directly. Do you understand what I mean by that? So the direct attack would be you're able to critically think, you're able to question, you're able to sit back, try an idea that they suggest, give them credit for it, and see it wasn't effective. You're able to to do these things. And that came from Catholic school. So let's attack Catholic school. What I'm saying is every single child in this country should get the same quality education as you would in a private school. They don't want to use the word private because private goes to the fact that we don't want to spend the money on what's important, which is educating children. When you educate a child, they can listen to something and say, let me try a suggestion that they gave me. Let me pull it apart for you folks and see why it's a bad suggestion. Let me pull it apart for you and see this, or that. And that's what I'm talking about. So I'm promoting quality education for free. Free private school level education for every single child in this country. Okay, the next point I wanted to make is that I also have a playlist where you can hear audio of gang stalking, audio of this technology. Some of the audio isn't clear, but if you play it back at a slower playback speed at 0.25, you can hear it differently. Now, for me, I can hear some other people's videos if I play it at different slower playback speeds clearer. So I think that was another way they were putting the messages in, meaning speed up their technology to pass a message at a different speed. Did that make sense? Meaning if I'm playing my video at 1 and they're playing sounds that are too fast that our human ears can't hear it well, and you play it back at 0.5, then that's a message. You'll hear it clearer. So playing with, for you guys who are into technology more than I am, you guys probably understood it the first time. But playing the videos back at different speeds may help you hear this technology and what they're saying better. Thank you guys for watching. I'll try to do more videos. I want this to be a point. You know, they just said it something like if people get sick of me, this defeats the purpose. Exactly. So putting myself out there, talking to you guys, at some point, it's not going to pay off for them to keep doing this way. It just won't. And if that was the best idea I've come up with, then I'm happy I came up with it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your comments. I'm slowly taking down some comments and showing you my face in the thumbnails so that you guys can get an idea. Bad face day, good face day, and you'll see why soon. Thank you for watching.